Evening, folks. Brian here at Geomagnetic Earthwatch on Tuesday, November 28, 2023. How's your head? Eased up a little bit, I think. Yes. Enjoy the rest now. Okay. So I want to do one final little follow-up to my previous two videos on our incoming solar weather. A couple of important things I want to cover. So we're going to get a succession of solar impacts, one after another, like a freight train barreling in. And this is going to be compressing on our protective magnetic field. It's going to be pushing on it hard, one after another. We don't know yet the timing of the M9.9 CME. Guarantee it's going to hit us head on. So as of right now, a G1 minor is forecasted for the 30th, and the G2 moderate is forecasted for December 1st. For those who don't know, geomagnetic instabilities, solar storms are measured in 5 different levels, starting from the bottom: G1 minor, G2 moderate, G3 strong, G4 severe, rare, and G5 extreme. You want to dig a hole and hide if we get a G5. But, and with me there's always a but, because of our destabilizing and weakening protective magnetic field, whatever they forecast, add on one level. It's happened almost every single time. Therefore, Brian's forecast by Sunday, it's not a G2, it's going to be a G3 strong geomagnetic storm with the possibility of briefly spiking up into a G4. This does not take into account the following CME from that M9.9. Forecast models have not been updated yet. So my last count, we have 4 events incoming. The CME from the M9.9 will be number 5. So going back to the effects on the human brains, people, our emotions are already at a heightened state for one reason or another. The conflict in the Middle East, stresses about the economy, just trying to survive, inflation. We're already up there. So it's not going to take too much to trigger us and set us off. Stress is put on our cognitive abilities, trying to make the correct decisions, trying to reason, trying to understand. Even simple things of trying to hear people are going to become difficult. And the bastard, Satan, is going to be taking advantage of this. No one's ever mentioned that, have they? I have. Oh, by the way, I don't give you fancy word salads and lie about credentials. Oh, by the way, Gene, where have you been? I thought you were some sort of qualified scientist. You're supposed to be filling us in what's going on here. Where are you? You drunk again? Fraud. So how are we going to prepare ourselves for these space weather impacts coming up in starting 24 to 36 hours. I put a lot of thought into this. First and foremost, the most important thing, people, is knowledge. Knowing. I'm not going to repeat what I just said in my last video, but knowledge, and trying to learn more, and trying to educate your family and friends, to those who will listen to you and try and understand. It's a difficult battle. So we know we have some space weather coming up. Therefore, my suggestion would be to try and keep yourself in a relaxed state. Go for a swim. Walk in the forest. Do yoga. I don't know anything about yoga. Do yoga. Read a book. Catch up on scriptures. Plan your days accordingly. And try and keep yourself in that relaxed state. Be prepared for the frontal lobe tension and compression and the stabbing pain on the side. And I forgot to mention one thing on my last video. Ringing in the ears and tinnitus are quite common, especially during the initial radio wave. That flash of light that you see that only takes 8 minutes to reach the planet, traveling at the speed of light, ringing in the ears. That's from the radiation storm. The last time, both my daughter and a neighbor down the street says, "Man, I've had this ringing and I don't know where it came from." Then I told them we had a radiation storm. And I see from a lot of the comments on my Facebook page that a lot of people are reporting the same thing. So ringing in the ears and tinnitus. And if strong enough, can knock you off balance. Quite literally. 3 Halloweens ago, 2 years ago, we had an upper level 9, lower level X-class flare in the morning. And it was way up there, man. Almost knocked my wife to the floor. Literally. So these are the things. So this is a key thing to understand. When we get hit with the big one, you're going to feel it, man. It's just going to spike you in the head like someone took a nail and just hammered it right in the side of your head, or someone just took an anvil and hit you right there. And you're going to have the ringing in your ears. That's the first key that we got hit with something. And that's the only thing you're going to want to know, because they're not going to tell you anything else. So just a brief talk about solar cycles. Now, I've said for the past year or so that don't be surprised if we reach solar maximum way before 2025. I think it's just almost here. And what a lot of people have not been telling you is the standard length of a solar cycle is 11 years on average. However, there have been at least 3 that have been 9 years. One that was 3.5 years, but 9 have been only 9 years. We could possibly have a short solar cycle, reaching solar max at the beginning of 2024 and lasting only a couple of years before we descend. So, just want to have a quick talk about what I think we should be doing. I've gone over several times what materials can protect us. 1, water. Not practical. You can't hold your breath down 12 feet deep. 2, polycarbonate panels. Twin wall polycarbonate panels, where I use them on greenhouses and raised bed covers. These have shown to deflect the cosmic rays and, more importantly, the ultraviolet radiation. If you have a greenhouse. And then 3rd, concrete. can deflect cosmic radiation. So in the extreme cases, and if you're really susceptible, depending on where you are, seek out a multi-level parkade, multi-layers of concrete. Will provide some shielding in the extreme cases. And those are the three materials. But again, knowledge is key. Learn it, teach it, try and get your family involved, try and get them to understand, such as you are learning yourself, and be more patient with others who react not good. That's about it for now. As information comes out, I'll do my usual posting. Of course, also watch out for the lower level auroras and the colors of the auroras. With each of these events and more, it's the succession of events, the freight train coming in. So the first two impacts, it looks like it's going to be a side swipe. It's like the wife just tapping you in the side of the head with a pillow. You're having a little pillow fight. That's the first one. Here's the however. Later, she's going to come at you with this right square in the face. And she's going to hit you hard. That M9.9 flare. It's going to hit us hard. It's not going to be a brushing aside. Watch out for her. She's already pissed. The sun. The sun. You gotta have some fun. It can't be so serious, all right? See you tomorrow.